Do you feel the vibes?
What's up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin coming back to you with another video. In this video, I want to talk about the big NBA trade that happened yesterday, at least by the time this video gets uploaded. And that's Kyrie Irving getting traded from the Cleveland Cavaliers to the Boston Celtics for Isaiah Thomas, two other players, and one of Boston's 2018 first-round picks. Also, I'm going to talk about what this does for both teams. Of course, referring to the Celtics, referring to the Cavs. Now, before I get into the details of the trade, the big news in the offseason was Kyrie wanted out of Cleveland. That a lot of people calling him dumb, such as Charles Barkley or whoever it may be. He wanted out. I don't think he wanted to be public news. He went to management. He said he wanted out. I think someone probably leaked it there. And from what he said, it was he wants to be a guy, whatever. I think it's more than that. Now, that could definitely, still be a thing, but I think it was more than that. There was some friction with him and LeBron. You see kind of like subliminal shots. You even saw it with LeBron while everything was going on. But I really feel as though it's that more so than him wanting to be the guy. Now, if you remember early in last season, around March, when they were having that losing streak, playing really bad defense, really not giving much effort, LeBron called his teammates out. Kyrie didn't take too kindly to it. He ended up saying something about it, and it wasn't too bad, but you can tell it rubbed him the wrong way. So the friction probably was always there, but you could tell again being amplified when they're losing. See, when you're winning, everything's cool. But when you start losing, guys are pointing fingers at each other. Lots of jarring amongst teammates. And, of course, you saw how the way they lost the finals. And, everything fell apart for them. So Kyrie finally got his wish. He went to the Celtics. And to get into the details, Kyrie was traded for Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, Ante Zuzic, I could be saying his name wrong, I apologize, and the Brooklyn 2018 first-round pick that the Celtics had. Now, a lot of people saying that the Celtics got a bad deal. I don't necessarily think so. I don't necessarily think so. Obviously, you're looking at most people say you go 1-for-1 with the Isaiah Thomas, Kyrie. I guess that's a fair trade on its own. Yeah. But, they wanted to free up some space. Jay Crowder's role is diminished. Ante Zuzic, okay. And he was just an extra piece to, obviously to send over. The Celtics still have a lot, they still got a lot of flexibility. They still, like I said, they still have 2 first-round picks. I think they're sitting really good. They freed up some cap space. Kyrie still has 2 years on his deal. They didn't have to give up a guy like Gordon Hayward. They still got guys like, unfortunately, Al Horford. We still got Marcus Smart. The guy they drafted last year, Jason Tatum. So the team is still gonna be really good. And I feel as though Isaiah Thomas, Kyrie Irving were very similar. You go look at the numbers, it's very similar. Isaiah Thomas averaged more points. Kyrie shot a higher percentage. Assists, rebounds are about the same. These guys aren't really making teammates better, at least from distribution-wise. So they're very similar players. Now, the one thing you can say looking at the numbers, Isaiah Thomas had a higher usage percentage, 34% in comparison to Kyrie's 30%. We all know why Kyrie's usage percentage was lower. LeBron's gonna have the ball most of the time, so we'll have to see. Kyrie's gonna get the ball more. He's gonna have to become a playmaker. I feel as though a little bit in the Celtics uniform, because he's gonna be the guy who's gonna have the ball the most. And this is where we'll see can his game grow, because that's probably a thing why he wanted to leave Cleveland, just because of he wasn't. I guess he's not able to improve his passing game. Still can, but he wanted a new environment. It is what it is. But what this does for, let's start with Cleveland. What this does for Cleveland, you get Isaiah Thomas, who's going to be the starting guy. Of course, they're going to bring Derrick Rose off the bench. Another guy who can score, primarily a scorer. He can hit shots from all over the floor. He's a guy where you can rely on in the fourth quarter. You're bringing in Jay Crowder, who is a younger defender. You have to play 50-year-old Richard Jefferson. That's cool. He's a guy who's a spot-up shooter. He can knock down shots. He's a younger defender. So that helps them out. The big man they got, he's going to add depth. That's if they keep him. He's going to add depth in the front court. So they do have that. And the first round pick, and that all depends on where that pick's going to be at. Brooklyn's not going to be too good. So they're probably going to get a high pick. So I guess that's a plus for the Cavs. It's probably the biggest thing they got, I feel as though, out of that deal. The Jay Crowder one's not bad. Of course, Isaiah Thomas. That goes without saying. So the Cavs are still going to be good. They're still going to be most likely a top 2 seed. Like I said, Isaiah Thomas is a great scorer. And Jay Crowder gives them more youth as a defender. For the Celtics, you're essentially trading Isaiah Thomas for Kyrie, pretty much. And we'll have to see, does Kyrie game grow? Does his game grow? The one thing people look at, he's a bigger point guard. Isaiah Thomas is a small guy, so he's really hampered defensively. And that's not to say Kyrie's a good defender, but Isaiah Thomas's size became an issue, especially against the Cavs. So they get a bigger point guard. The guys are very similar. I still think Kyrie has more upside. He can get better as a passer. Isaiah Thomas, that's who he is. And it's kind of hard to say, well, both guys look very similar just looking at game footage. I still think Kyrie, you don't understand. LeBron was going to be the guy who got all the assists. That was LeBron. He was going to get all the assists. And never really gave Kyrie a chance of being a good passer. So he has that chance now. Hopefully he don't fuck it up. But I just saw this. I want to talk about what LeBron said around the time this trade happened. Let me pull up the tweet because it's a bunch of horse shit. All right, this is what LeBron says on Twitter. That's the only way to be the kid. Special talent. Nothing but respect, and what a ride it was. Our 3 years together, young God with a G-O-D-E. And he has some shit hashtag I really don't give a damn about. Man, shut up, man. All this subliminal shots you was throwing at that guy, man. Please. This dude, he finds a way to come off as the quote-unquote good guy. Man, come on. You knew you played a part in this guy leaving. Come on. Glad that Kyrie got what he wanted because he wanted out of there. I want to see the Celtics play. I watched them play last year, but I definitely want to see how he meshes with everything else that's going on in Boston. Danny Ainge has done a great job with his team. He still has picks. They still have 2 first-round picks. Still got cap space, so they can still bring in some pieces next season. So they have some room to keep building this team. They're sitting in a really good position, seeing as they were the number 1 seed last year, and they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, which, by the way, isn't that hard to do, but they beat a good Wizards team, so you definitely got to give them credit right there. And I feel as though overall they're a better team. I think they're slightly better than they were last year, maybe even more. Obviously, we got to see how everyone like Gordon Hayward. We got to see how Jason Tatum fits into everything. Of course, Kyrie coming in. We got to see how all these guys play together for me to really be able to make a determination of how much better they are than the last year's team. But let me know what you think about this trade, how it affects both teams, what LeBron said, and are you excited to see any of these teams or the NBA period? Like this video, hit that thumbs up button, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.